John Burnett.
Scott Bossman.
Oh,
Cheers.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, John.
What's
going on? We having tech difficulties? You can
I
hear
don't
me
know.
though?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Here, hold on. What's going on? How about now? No.
Yeah.
What's happening? There,
I
I
don't
gotcha.
You got me?
I
Okay.
gotcha. Sorry for the
Right.
brief technical difficulties there, folks. Welcome to Land Geek Nite Cap. Good to have you with us. We got a small crew tonight. Mark Podolsky's overseas. I think is he in Italy? Is that where he is? I don't even know where he is.
I don't even
Paris.
know.
I don't know where he is.
On a train
He was in the
somewhere.
concrete. He was in the concrete jungle last week for like 4 or 5 days in New York City, and then they flew out. I can't remember exactly where he is. So that's where Mark is, and then our buddy the Zen Master Mike Zano is he's in Martha's Vineyard tonight.
Man, everyone's so hoity-toity tonight.
Right? Let's go overseas and let's go to Martha's Vineyard. But come on.
I mean, I've got cherries in my drink today. That feels a little.
Ooh, that's exciting.
It is exciting. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
It's apple cider vinegar with cherries in it.
It's all good. It's all good, man. I mean, it sounds really.
It sounds hoity-toity.
Yeah,
it does.
Sounds hoity-toity. Yeah, awesome. Well, for those that don't know us, my name's Scott Bossman. I'm a land investor, and that is John Handsome Rob. 8 is enough for
an investor.
Also
yes.
A land investor. And for those of you chiming in tonight, maybe you've never seen us. We talk land investing every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We sit down and have a cocktail. We talk land investing. And tonight we have a very exciting topic. We're going to talk about profitable land counties. How to research profitable land counties from your couch, our exact system revealed. But John and I were talking, I think if we revealed the exact system, we'd be here for much longer than an hour, and it would probably be a little bit boring. So we're going to break it down. We're going to keep it simple. And tonight, John, I thought what might be fun is if we do like the old David Letterman style top 10 reasons that county is a good county. How's that sound?
I like it. I think it sounds great.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, cool. And I tried to find some. I'm going to write on some cards and we'll like throw them up and
I'll throw my
get into it.
Tablet behind me. It'll be great.
Nice. I like it.
I could only do it once.
And as always, community, please chime in with questions or comments or hijinks, whatever you want. Like we're here
Preferably hijinks.
Preferably hijinks, exactly. Because we don't want to be too serious at 9 p.m. at night. Well, it's 8 p.m. It's early for you, John.
It's 6 o'clock. It's great. The night is young.
Night is young.
I could have at least 3 more apple cider vinegars. This is great.
That's awesome. Okay, here. John, can you share, while I'm setting up a few things on my end technical wise,
yes.
Could you share just a win that you've had with the community in the last week with your land business? That's always fun to hear as well. I'm going to let you chat while I set a couple things up over here, if that's cool.
Let's see. So win that I had. So I bought a note. That's a win.
Oh, really?
I know. So that was, yesterday. But basically, somebody needed some cash. They had sold a property on terms. So I bought the note and got deeded the property. And so it's just instant added monthly payments. And so
that's awesome.
Yay me. Yeah.
Yeah, you. So what's the monthly payment look like?
Asking me numbers.
Oh, that's all right. No worries.
I think it's like $200 or $300
over here.
Yeah.
How much is it?
Like $200 or $300 a month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. And is it a partial note, John, or is it the whole note? How's that work?
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Yeah.
Very good. And you got it at a good price. Like, what would you say? 50 cents on the dollar? Better than that?
Yeah. 50 cents on the dollar for the remaining note balance is what I paid.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, buying notes, selling notes, that's definitely a strategy that we utilize in this business. Selling notes, you can infuse some cash back into your business lot pretty quick and move on to the next deal. And then buying notes, it's nice because you get that passive income, um, recoup your money back over time, and then make some nice profit on top of it. So good for
Right.
you, John. It's a nice
Yeah,
win.
it is a win.
It is a
So
win.
that
Very
feels great.
good. All right. Well, I'm set up on Instagram now. So who's ready for we're gonna do top 10 list. We're not gonna go I think we're gonna go ascending order, like order of most importance first.
Ooh,
Um so John, if I were to ask you, I think you're gonna get this first one. The
okay.
number one thing that makes a county a good county, what would you say it is?
So the first thing I would look for is is anybody else there, right? You want to make sure. Oh, did I get it?
Wait, is that
Uh,
backwards?
Other investors. Yes, I read gather junipers.
Oh man. So was it
Uh,
backwards? Was it like
no, it was right. I think it's
it
backwards
was?
for you,
Okay.
forwards for me. So,
Backwards for me, yeah.
but-
All right. Yeah. So tell us more. Why would we want to work in counties where there are other land investors?
so you want to go like one of the things we say a lot is kind of like fishing, right? When you go fishing, you want to go where you see other people having success, right? And so that you want to go where the fish are, right? And it's the same thing with this, right? If you pick a county where there's literally no other land investor presence, like the chances of that being a knockout county are very, very low. There's probably a reason you're not seeing anybody else there. So follow the other land investors and find an area where other people are seeing success.
I love it. Follow John Burnett.
Do it.
If you see, Mark Podolsky or Tate Litchfield or Mike Zano working in a particular county, you could venture to guess it's a good county, right? And you're exactly right, John. You want to go where other people are doing deals. If other people are doing deals there, the way has been paved to a degree, right?
Yep.
Um, and you don't want to go it alone.
Yeah.
Um, one of the most exciting things when I started this way back when was I came across some data uh, on the county website, and I saw Mark's name. I'm like, well, Mark's doing deals here, right? Must be a good county, and that was nice. That was nice to see that. So number one, go where the other land investors are. Go where the wild things are. Remember that book, John?
Yes,
Go
I
where the other
do.
land
Yeah.
investors are. Yeah,
We are wild things. I think also it's worth talking about because like the common thing, I think the gut reaction people have when they hear go where the other land investors are is, well, what about the competition? You know? And so it bears saying that like generally with the markets that we're dealing with, there's lots of room for competition because they're very, very big markets, right? And so you want to go where other land investors are, and when you go to the right market, right, there is room for competition, and you're not, you're like I went to a popular county and have done deals there for coming up on 8 years in July, right? The first county I ever mailed to. And so just because you see other land investors there doesn't mean that you're putting yourself in a position where there's too much competition.
I love it. Probably a county I work in as well.
I would venture to say so.
So, okay, awesome. So number one, go where the other land investors are. We're teaching the equation tonight for folks for what makes a good county. Um, I don't think equation is the formula. We're teaching you the formula tonight. Is it formula and equation the same thing? Might be.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
All right. So number two. So we did jot these down ahead of time. We're coming prepared to Nite Cap. Very exciting.
Yeah.
So number two, I will reveal number two, John. And
Ooh,
the
good.
the second thing that we want to look for in a county, number two of 10, is data. I
Data.
need a I need a Sharpie or something because the penmanship isn't. See if I can find a Sharpie over here. All right, data. So first to establish John Burnett works in the county. Second, we want to find some numbers. We want to find some data. We want to find some proof that land is being bought in this county for a deep discount. We want to see some proof that land is being sold in this county. So, John, if we talk about buying first, would you mind just sharing, like, how would you maybe figure out what land is being bought for in this county? Because we have to really kind of hone in on the pricing, and we also have to take into account these counties are huge,
Mhm.
so it's probably better to focus on kind of one small area of a county.
Right. Yeah, so I'd say as far as data is concerned, you're going to be pulling up comps, right? So, and by comps, I mean comparable properties that are either listed for sale or that have sold. And so for that, a lot of times I buy in rural subdivisions, right? And when people hear subdivisions, they think of, tenth of an acre lots outside of a city. A lot of times I'm dealing with larger properties, right? You can have subdivisions of thousands of 5 acre lots, right? And when you've got areas like that, right, then you can have a lot of comparables because there's a lot of comparable properties, right? So, what I'm looking for with the data is I want to see, as people are listing their properties for sale, how much are they selling them for? And that gives me some kind of a benchmark of what I could potentially be selling the property at, which then allows me to identify what my offer price should be on that
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think it's a little bit easier to find data as far as what people bought land for in the county, right? It's a little bit more difficult to find out what people sold land for in the county, especially in counties where we own or finance a lot of land, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
because if I own or finance land for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you're not going to know what I sold it for until 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now.
Yep.
Um, so you're right. We look at other land listings to kind of get an inkling as to what the market is like in that area, right? Um, you can sometimes find sold comps on Zillow if it's a good Zillow area, or even some of the land sites as well, and Redfin. So see if you can find some data on the buy side and the sell side, and that'll help you kind of hone in um, on on the county. And if you see other land investors there, and you can find data to support um, your journey into that county, then there you go. So that's number two.
I love it. Also, I forgot the baby is napping with me in this room, so he's going to
Oh,
briefly join us. He's waking up.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So our new
All right, I
segment
found
is
it.
Kid of the Week.
Kid of the week. Yeah,
Kid
I
of the
mean we're gonna
Week.
be busy. We're gonna be busy for like 3 months. Okay, that's the newest one. What's his name again?
This is the newest one. This is the freshest one. His name is Deacon. Say hi,
That's
Deacon.
right, Deacon. Hey, buddy. Look at that kid. I think this is the
Yeah.
first baby, John, we've ever had on Nite Cap, or
Oh,
any type of
wow.
podcast at Land Geek. So,
You first. Baby's first. He needs a onesie. Baby's first
he's the
nightcap.
baby's first nightcap. I love it. All right, awesome. Okay, we're moving on to number three. The third thing we're looking for in a county when we're first starting out as a land investor,
Mm.
and it might be hard for you to guess this one, John. I don't know. Do you have
Okay,
a
so
guess?
I'm gonna guess. Let's see. I'm going fit your budget.
Oh,
Hey!
affordable.
Oh, sorry, I scared the baby. It's okay.
You don't. Oh, look at him.
Oh, look
Don't
at
yell in the
that.
baby's ear, John.
I'm sorry.
Affordable.
Affordable.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Awesome. Yeah. So now, John, my affordable is different than your affordable. I mean, you're swimming in cash over there. Uh, but what might affordable mean really? Starting out, like, what's your definition of affordable? Like, what does that mean to you?
So affordable, I think what you need to do is think about how much capital that you have to spend on land, and you want to spread that out. You don't want to throw all of that money on a single deal, right? So if you've got if you've got $5,000, don't buy a $5,000 property, right?
Why not, John?
Because then you are stalled out, right? So you think about it, our business, there's kind of different wings of it, right? So there's acquiring property and then marketing property and selling property, right? Now, if you spend all $5,000 on a single property, the whole acquisition side of your business is now shut down, right? And so, what we want to do, and I think the strength of this model is that we're not trying to do a deal, we're trying to build a machine, right? So we want to effectively ensure that we can keep things running and build that machine while we go.
Gotcha. So momentum is important.
It is.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think I think if you can go into this with the notion that yeah, like you said, $5,000, go in with the notion that okay, I want to create some momentum for myself with 5 or even 10 properties. You can buy 5 or 10 properties with $5,000.
Yeah.
And when you get a portfolio of properties like that, it does create momentum, and it provides you with opportunity. Uh, if you buy a property for 5,000, you just got to wait around for that term sale. When we say
Hmm.
terms, we mean owner financing. Okay, you got to wait around for that retail cash deal, and that's in my experience, a $5,000 property doesn't even move as quick as like a $1,000 property, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
buy
it's true.
five $1,000 properties and they move faster.
And I think it's
Uh,
also worth saying, like, yeah, I mean, early on, you don't have to do like your knockdown killer deals right at the
mhm.
outset, right? Build the machine. You can do that with little things. You don't have to do it with big things, right? Like, so, I mean, even if you're starting out with a big budget, you can start with little properties and you can bring in big properties later, right? That's totally fine.
Yeah, for sure. I wish Zeno was here because if he was, I would have him share. Well, I'll share the analogy anyway. So I think he probably originally came up with this because he's the analogy guy. But um, John, have you ever heard us talk about minnows, dolphins, and whales?
No, I haven't. Tell me
Really?
about
Okay.
minnows, dolphins, and whales.
So we think of our land deals like minnows, dolphins, and whales. We buy a lot of minnows because they're cheap and they move fast. Okay, and that's a good place to start a land business. And then, as you said, as time goes on, then maybe we step to a little bit bigger property, right? So when we say minnows, we mean properties for less than $5,000, maybe like one two
Hmm.
thousand dollar properties, right? Dolphins are maybe like $5,000 to $10,000 properties, and then a whale could be 10,000 plus. Um, I don't know about you, John, but those deals make me a little nervous. The whales,
Yeah, they do.
right?
Yeah,
Because you're parking a lot of money in a property, and you're hoping it sells quick, right?
yeah, yeah.
So anyway, that's the analogy:
I
minnows,
like it.
dolphins, and whales. So number three. Oh, I didn't even put it on the. God, being a slacker here. Number three. Choose an affordable county for you. All right, that's number three. We're blowing through these, and we're getting to some comments. I think we'll come to those at the end. That'll be fun. Fun way to wrap it up. All right, number four. I like number four because it just makes it easier. So, John, I'm going to draw a picture here, and and you tell me what I mean by this.
Mm. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna say repeatability.
That's a good word. That's your word lately. You like that
That's
word.
my word. My other guess would have been chocolate bar,
Yeah,
but
chocolate bar, or like an area that is similar, right? That has properties that are similar in size and nature, right? They're
mm,
cookie cutter
cookie
areas.
cutter.
Yeah, because they're easy to price, and they're easy to mail, and they're easy to get. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, they're easy to price. They're easy to get a list. They're easy to mail, right? And we find that with our model of land investing, it's really great to choose an area. We're really talking a subdivision, right? There's
Yep.
thousands of subdivisions in the United States that are all platted out like this. So let's find a subdivision in a good county that's affordable for us, and find a list of those property owners and mail. Makes it a little bit simple. Agreed, John?
I like it. I agree.
You agree? Anything more
Yeah,
on that topic?
I mean, I think that covers it. Yeah, like repeatability. Well, repeatability, yeah, repeatability means scalability, you know?
Yeah.
So the more consistent your variables are, the more you can delegate, the more you can automate, the more you can pull yourself out of those processes and then be working 5 to 10 hours a week.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, there's squares, right?
They're,
There's
they were
there's
kind of squares.
there's
They
there's
were,
there's desert squares, there's tree squares, there's mountain squares. There's all types of squares in land investing. I'm bringing
I
back the
like it.
desert square, man. I love the desert. No, I'm just kidding. All
Yeah.
right.
It's still, yeah, I like it. I'm just
So,
thinking about different flavors of chocolate. Just like, yeah, it's great. There's something for everybody.
all right. So number 4 is, we're going to call it platted subdivisions.
Okay, I like it.
That's number 4. All right, we're blowing through the top 10 reasons, or the top 10 things that make a good county. Let's see if I can add that up there. Okay. All right. Already coming up to number 5. Let's see. Oh, I
Okay,
love this one. I actually love this one. Um, I don't know. Let's see if I can give you a hint, John.
okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint. You tell me what you think this might be. Um, my hint is fast.
Okay, I'm gonna say, do people want to buy this? Am I
What do you mean?
close? I mean, like, so it has to sell fast, right? Like, you
Okay,
want
I'm
a
thinking more like
desirable property.
I'm thinking more like quick deals. What
Okay.
makes it quick? What makes it quicker?
Oh, okay. I was starting to go down the fast, like, are we like intermittent fasting? Is it like what's what's
I should
going
have
on?
specified.
I'm thinking exclusively in terms of food right now. So,
Okay.
so I would say that you want a county with good systems, right?
Okay.
So, can you get
Good
can
data.
you good data? Can you file on Simplifile? Can you actually get a record of deeds? E-tools. Ooh, I like it. I thought it said
E-tools.
I thought it said Tony. You need a
My
county with
writing is horrible,
Tony.
man. My writing is horrible. Continue.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah. So can you submit your deeds digitally for recording? If you need to get a copy of a deed, do you have to spend 3 hours on the phone with the recorder and sending out mail requests with like handwritten checks to get that? Or is it something that you can actually just get digitally online? The easier it is for you to get a hold of the information you need for due diligence and to acquire the property, the easier it is, again, to scale that and turn that into a business.
Yeah, for sure. The easier it is to find data, the faster you can buy, right? And the easier it is to notarize and record deeds, the faster you can sell. Um, and so there's another tool in addition to county tools, right? There are other tools out there that help us e-record, and those, I mean, that's pretty phenomenal when you think about it. We can buy and sell literally the same property in the same day sometimes, by double e-recording, right? So those services are amazing. There are even services now where you can e-notarize. So I know people have utilized this. Maybe they're overseas and finding a notary is difficult for whatever reason. Well, if you work in a lot of states now, John, New Mexico, Colorado, I don't know about, those are the ones I've e-notarized in the most. I'm sure there are others. Arizona, I think, as well. You can use a service like onlinenotary.net and get deeds notarized and do it all remotely. So we love uh, we love tech savvy counties, right?
Yep, that's where it's at.
All right. So number 5, e-tools.
Oh, I like
Find the
it.
counties
Trying to
that
think of
have
what I'm
good.
going to say when we get to 10.
I know we got 5 left. This will be easy. All right. Number 6.
Okay.
Um, Now the last few here, I don't know if they're necessarily in order, but number 6, another reason we like certain counties is because you're not going to be able to read this.
Ooh, you're going to draw
Land
10?
has the land that we
Oh,
buy
low,
has low
low
taxes and
taxes and
fees.
fees. I read it.
Why? Why does it matter, John? Why does that help us in our business uh, as we're becoming land investors?
So it lowers our holding costs for one, right? You buy a property and you have to pay, $100 a month for an HOA fee or something like that, right? Then you're kind of like it's kind of like your owner financing that, but forever, right?
Right?
And so and so you want something where your holding cost is low, and your holding costs would be, are there any taxes? Is it in an HOA? Are there HOA fees? Those types of things. The lower your holding costs, then the easier it is for you to hold that and then ultimately sell it, right? Because high holding costs, you're passing that on to your seller, it makes it harder to sell. So I'd say that would be one big reason. And then, man, I had another good reason, but I got distracted by my baby. Uh, yeah, I think that it makes it easier to buy and hold, and it makes it ultimately easier for you to sell. Oh, the other reason is that if somebody is not paying, so again, like I'll buy properties regardless of whether or not somebody has back taxes owed on the property. But if the back taxes are 20, 30, $40 a year, somebody hasn't paid taxes for 4 years, they do not want that property, right? So
True.
it's a good indicator of kind of their emotional stance as far as the property is concerned. But again, like I'll bribe regardless of taxation status, but it is a good indicator of, you know, somebody's emotional standing for a property. So
All right.
okay, I'm gonna
Awesome.
relocate the baby really quick. So
Okay.
Scott, you
You go ahead. I got you. Yeah, so low holding field fees are important. Know what you're getting into, right? There are some areas out there that have property owners associations who, where John said fees could be $100 a month to be a member of that association. We don't want to work in those areas typically. Sometimes when you work within city limits, there are some municipality fees like for availability fees for sewer and water. Those can add up quick. Those are also things you need to look into when you're doing due diligence on a property. If I'm going to buy a property, I'm not only checking into back taxes, but I'm checking into back POA fees and back municipality fees as well. All right, he's back. Whew,
I'm
I
back.
got
I heard
nervous
all
there.
of that. You
Okay,
did
good.
a great job. That was a good
Thank,
stall. It was very informative
thank you.
stall.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was feeling the pressure. All right. So let's see. We got 3 left. Maybe we'll come up with another one. So let's see here. What hint can I give you here, John?
Mm.
Uh, vroom, vroom, bang, bang.
Ooh, I like it. I thought you were just gonna draw a picture of a tent. So recreation. Yeah, recreational appeal. Can you have
Recreational
fun on your
appeal.
property? Yeah. can you legally have fun on your property? So things like thinking about, can you camp on the property? Like what can you do on the property? But camping is a big one, right? Can you legally camp on a property? Doesn't mean if you can't legally camp on a property, doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't buy it, but it might be a little bit harder to sell, right? If you can camp on a property, then that means that like a lot of times I'll sell to people, they want a spot that they can build on someday. Like, like a off-grid cabin that they can build at some point in the future. But in the immediate term, it's their own private campsite, right? And so there's immediate value to them in that recreational appeal. And so, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think you're exactly right. I think our most marketable properties are the ones that you can camp on, live on, build now, build later, right? Scenic, near mountains, near lakes, that type of thing.
Yep.
A step down from that are properties that maybe you can't camp on. Maybe you can build on them, but you can't camp on them. And then, people are trying to sell land to, oh, I own the land. I should be able to camp on it. Yes, Mr. Buyer, you should be able to, but it's not my rule. It's the county's rule, right?
Yep.
And there are some areas that are a little bit more strict on that. Actually, the most marketable property, John, actually, I skipped it. The most marketable one is the no zoning property,
Oh
no
yeah.
restrictions, right?
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. And there aren't as many areas out there as there maybe used to be. So no zoning. Then you got the camping and living and recreation. Then you got the living only, right? The only thing you can do on this is build a home. And then every once in a while, you do find land that you can't do much with.
Yeah.
Those are harder to sell, or they take longer to sell, right?
Yeah.
But land is
And it's
land.
like, yeah, it's got,
It-
it's a finite asset still, like you
right,
can sell it. But yeah, your buyer pool goes down because in terms of practical value, there ain't much.
right. But maybe it's in the path of growth or something like that, right?
Hmm.
All right. Recreational appeal. Number
I like
7.
it. We just need three more.
Three
Okay.
more. I got two, and then I don't know. We may need to fudge the
We'll
last one.
and then we'll just make one up.
All right. Here's number 8. Mark says this all the time. He's said it since I've known him.
Ooh.
He always talks about land being within, John. When I say that,
Uh, Within the path of growth?
close.
Close. Within reach of a major city?
Major metropolitan area, close to
Ooh, I
cities.
like it.
Now,
Close
when
to
we say
cities.
close, I mean, an hour, 2, 3 hours,
Yeah.
right? But I think when you do target areas that are within that far from a major metropolitan area,
Yeah.
it's just it just increases the likelihood that you're going to find a buyer in that metropolitan area who wants to go there for the weekend and bug out.
I like it. Target areas within reach of a target.
Oh,
The
I like
score.
it.
I was trying to be clever. I'm trying to come up with a
That,
Scott like aphorism.
oh, really? Well, Mike's. I didn't think I had one of those. Had any of those, but
No.
thank you. That's so nice. Yeah, or you know, nearest Walmart. That's a big it's a big deal. I mean,
It
John, do you
is.
get people that ask your team, right? Where's the nearest Walmart to this property? People ask that.
Yeah.
So it's good to know those things when you're selling these
Yeah.
properties. Where's the nearest Walmart? Where's the nearest hospital? Right? Where's the nearest airport? Those are all things on the marketing side that you should be really aware with. Due diligence side and marketing side, you should be
Yep.
aware of. So, all right. So number 8, people in the comments, is this helpful? Or is this hopefully not a waste of your time? Wait, number 8, what did I say? Close to Metropolis. John, you a Superman fan at
Metropolis.
all?
Yeah, I like Superman.
The new movie's coming out,
So
in a couple weeks.
I know. I'm kind of intrigued. It's the guy who directed Thor, right? What's his
No,
face?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Guardians. Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks a little bit more comic booky.
It
Comic booky.
does.
Comic
Yeah, I
booky.
feel like DC's
Um,
had a little bit of a rough time, like trying to
yeah, they went real dark,
Yeah,
and I don't know
it did.
that whole Zack Snyder thing, but I loved Man of Steel, so I don't know this.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think like if you take the DCEU and you just have Man of Steel in there, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
The other stuff is mediocre. Man of
You can
Steel's
take it
awesome.
or leave it.
You can
Yeah.
take it or leave it. All right. Number nine. The number nine reason that you want to invest in the county.
Number
Hold on.
9.
We kind of. I think we talked on. All right. I don't like my number 9 and 10, John. Do you have any other
Okay.
ideas?
Let's see. I'm gonna say, I guess this would be more of an area than a county, but I guess
Okay.
one question I would have is, can you build?
Can you
Right?
build?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want an area like a yeah. Oh, and I've got a 10. I've got a 10. I just thought of a
All right.
10.
Awesome.
So can you build, right? You want to ideally for my buyers, they got a spot that they can recreate on, that they can build on at some point in the future. Off grid, totally fine, right? But, in some areas, if you've got, there are little tiny lots that aren't necessarily buildable, they're just exclusively recreational, right? And so ideally, I want something that's both buildable and recreational, although I will, I'm okay with buying one or the other. I just think it's a little bit stronger when you've got both.
I like
So,
it.
do I get to
All
do
right. I like
10?
it. I think you got it. Yeah. I feel a little bit defeated here coming in, top
Yeah,
10 reasons.
it's okay.
Uh, top 10 things
Let's
that make
see.
county a good county, and here I am falling short. But
Do I
but yeah,
do I get to
what's
draw a
number 10,
picture?
John?
Here, I'll draw you a
Uh,
picture, Scott.
all right, you draw me a picture.
This is a very confusing picture.
Great.
Okay. There's no way you're gonna get this.
Like, oh,
Uh,
I can't see it.
how do I
It's
get it
blurry.
not blurry? Maybe if I put my face.
Okay. I think I got it. Road
You got
access.
it? Yeah. Can you get there?
Road access. Can you get there? I love it.
There you
Yeah, this is
go.
an important one, right? I think road access is definitely important, especially when you're first starting out. Can you get to the property? And if there's not a great road, is there at least like a paper road, or is there legal
Mhm.
access, right?
Yep.
So the
Yep. So
adventurer can get to the property.
right. So the best is platted and developed road. The second best is platted road that's not developed, which isn't
Yeah,
great. And then the worst is landlocked, right?
yeah,
And so ideally no landlocked.
yeah. There's a lot of areas out there that are platted with no legal access. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yep.
So, I mean, John, I think we did a good job.
I can't believe we came up with 10. Somebody
I
needs to write
know.
these down.
I'm hoping we didn't leave anything like major
Very
out.
important.
I'm feeling like we might have left something out, but I don't know. Uh, let's go to the comments. Thanks everybody for coming.
Okay.
Martin is here. Daniel, Kelly, Anna. Oh, we got a good crowd tonight. Jeremy, Robert, and Kate, Chris, Don, Chris Black. All right, cool. So let's see here. What selection criteria do you look at for the state that the county is in? For the state that the county is in. So I think Daniel's asking,
Mm.
is there any do we just worry about the county or do we worry about the state?
I think there are some pieces of information that are helpful at the state level. Like the first thing is like, are there other land investors there? Right?
Hmm.
Some counties or some states, you're not going to see a lot of other land investors there. And it's because, for instance, on some of the northeastern states, it's an attorney closed state, right? You have to have an attorney for the closing, right? And so it increases your closing costs really substantially. So that makes it a more challenging area to build a business out of, right? But a lot of that's really just weeded out by going where other land investors are,
Hmm.
right? Because they have a track record. The other thing is this can be nice, but there are disclosure and non-disclosure states when it comes to
Hmm.
sales data, right? In some states like Texas, you can say, how much did you sell the property for, and then you just fill it out. None of your business, right? And
Right.
nobody knows except for, I mean, the state knows, but it's not publicly accessible, right? And
Right.
so for you to get a hold of that data of what things actually sold for is a little bit trickier, and you're kind of using active comps more than you are actually, sold comps. And so that's one thing that is helpful. It's not make it or break it, but it's nice to be in a disclosure state so you can see what things sold for.
Those are two great points, John. I can't add to that. That was a great
Look at
answer.
that. I bet Mike would be taking notes right now.
He would be taking notes. Yes. Yes. On his whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Ooh, this is a good question. Kelly.
Ooh.
Kelly's seeing a lot of land investors in areas like Mojave County and Deming, New Mexico for super cheap. But after researching the areas are really lacking in resources. For example, water. A well would be required, and with the water table being so low, this can cost someone building there upwards of $50,000. I'm just wondering if these types of places are selling. So I would say they are still selling, and I would say that people find workarounds, right? A lot of these counties,
Mhm.
Kelly, you can use container systems, and I think a lot of people use water containment systems rather than wells. But yeah, wells can be expensive, right? Um, Especially when the water is deep. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Anything that you would add to that, John?
No, I think that's good. I think the other thing is that, like if you're doing a holding tank, a lot of places you can do water hauling for not crazy expensive. There are actually delivery services in some areas that we invest in, right, where you can actually make that happen. So sometimes it requires creativity, but you see people building out there, right?
Hmm.
And that's generally something that I like to look for is I like to find areas where I don't need to see a lot of homes, but I want to see like a home here and a home there and
Yeah,
over there and over there, right? Because when I look in an area, if I like just zoom out and you
yeah.
turn off the plat lines and it's just like there is zero things, right?
It's the moon.
Then yeah, it's the moon, right? I want to see some houses on the moon. If there's some houses on the moon, I think I'm breaking the analogy. But but if I see some kind of development activity happening out there, that's an indicator to me that it can happen, that people are doing it. So,
Exactly right. I always think too, like if it has road access and there's a spattering of activity in the area, if I can see that there's life there, right? There's not much I won't buy at a deep discount because I know somebody's doing it out there, right?
yeah.
So hopefully that helps, Kelly. Martin has a great comment here.
Repeatability,
To
repeatability, repeatability. That's a very
get it,
ironic state. Yeah, I
you,
like it.
you get it. Oh man,
Oh,
Robert and Kate HOAs. Do you know Scott Todd's favorite equation, John?
no. Tell me his favorite equation.
Oh really? Okay, I'm gonna show you in the chat here. We just love
That
Scott Todd.
me plus HOA equals pain.
It's here's Scott Todd's favorite equation.
POA equals no. I like it.
Yes, yes.
I thought of an equation the other day that made me think of you. I'm thinking of more Scott Bossman aphorisms. So I
Wow,
don't even know what an
I'm
aphorism is, but I think this is the right word. But it was set it and forget it equals set it and regret it. Isn't
ooh.
that good? I may have had ChatGPT help me a little bit with that one, but it's a good one.
I like that. I like it. I like it. Cool. I'm just I'm flattered like that I have aphorisms, whatever word that it means, whatever that
Aphorisms.
means. I have
I like it.
aneurysms and platyplisms, and I don't know,
I mean,
whatever.
an aphorism is better than an aneurysm.
Yes,
So
for sure.
greater
For
than,
sure.
if we're still in the equation
Greater
side
than,
of things.
yes. It'd be probably less than, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Oh, saying good stuff from Ricky Tharp and Chris Black. Thank you guys. That's nice to hear.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, this is I think this fits along the lines of the recreational appeal, right? Close to tourism sites for sure. We love that. Um, all right. And Kelly, we aren't going to give you all our secrets. What areas of the U.S. you're having the most success with personally? But
Ooh,
personally, I would say John Burnett likes the West,
I
and he likes the
do.
Southwest,
I
and he
do.
may even like the Southeast
A little bit.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but I'll just tell you, Kelly, go to some land selling websites and see where people are selling land. Uh, I don't know what Anna's comment means. TIA, TIA.
Ooh, so it's POA
Oh,
equals
pain in the
PIA.
POA equals PIA. I like that even better,
I
actually.
mean,
Well, it
yeah,
really does depend because I've bought and sold some great properties that have a POA. However, the POA fees are like $100 annually.
yeah,
I think I've bought a few that are like $300 annually. But when the fees are like $300 annually and the taxes are like $50 annually, right? It's like whoever I sell it to on order financing, they need to pay like $30 a month in fees, something like that. That's probably
yep,
like my limit. I don't like going much more expensive than that on POAs.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, um, so and then just again for everybody on the call, if you do buy in a POA, make sure you check the back POA fees because those things can be exorbitant.
And they
It's a big
belong
word
to
for that.
you if you buy the property.
You inherit it and they belong to you. Did you ever make it to the end of your list? We did.
We
Wait.
did it.
Oh, wait. No,
Oh,
not
and
our list.
remailed the list. Oh, we were
Did you
so
ever make
proud
it
of
to the end of your
ourselves.
mail list? And did you ever remail that list? Yes, we remail for sure. Um,
Yeah,
we'll
lots of
remail an
times.
area, that we like uh, multiple times a year
It's one
to
of
try to
those
pick up
things
more
that
profit.
I think it's one of those things like I definitely overthought remailing, right?
Hmm.
When it came like when I got to the bottom of my list, I was like, what do I do? What are they gonna
Hmm.
think if they get another letter from me? And I like it was just fine. Like zero things happened. It was just like I just kept on doing deals, you know. So remailing is absolutely a strategy that you should utilize. You know, I think generally we try to keep it within 90 days is kind of how or not within 90 days. On the other side of 90 days is kind of when remails once you hit that 90-day point. But yeah, I mean, you pick a good area with repeatability, then you can just churn through that thing. You get to the bottom of the list. If you got a big enough list, you can go back to the top and keep churning and do a lot of business there.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. And the other thing is when you sell properties in these areas, you gather leads in those areas, right? And you collect those leads and you put them in a little black book, a little Rolodex for future, yeah, for future dealings. And we have some like popular subdivisions that we like to work, and we'll put them on in a deal of the week email. Or John, I know you do. We have repeat buyers. Like I
Yeah.
have repeat buyers who I know they like land in a certain area. So
Hmm.
most people are getting a call and an email and a text before certain properties go
Yeah.
on the market because I know they like land there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the idea
Yep.
of you having a little black book of land buyers.
Yep. That's me.
Ah, send
A
them
little black book
flowers
of
every
buyers.
month. It's great.
Yeah. Ricky Tharp came in a tad late. What was the first item on the list? The first item on the list, Ricky, as you know, is just go where other land investors are.
Ah,
All right.
I'm glad you remember. I have forgotten.
Yeah, that's the most important one. So,
Yeah.
um, and then Kelly says has spent hours looking. I think he's talking about looking for for land in lower affordable areas or in more affordable areas. Seeing the
Mhm.
vast majority of low cost properties in the Southwest and in rural Arkansas, I was just curious that it was your experience selling in those areas has been successful. I would say one other thing, Kelly, about your comment earlier about the was it him? I think about the yeah, it was about the water. A lot of our buyers, they just want a bug out property. They just want a place they can go to on the weekend with their RV or their toys or their guns or their whatever, right? And they just want a place to go to on the weekend, and they don't need a water well for that. They just need to bring their 24 pack of Walmart water that they got not far away, right?
Yeah,
And
totally warm it.
and it makes them really, we get pictures from people. Hey, went out to the property this weekend, had an awesome time, right? It's out in the middle of nowhere, and they had an awesome time. So that's another thing I would just say to you is, I think again, as long as you can see some some data that deals are being done in the area, there's a little bit of life in the area, there's road access to the area, people will use that property or they'll pass it down or that type of thing. So,
Yeah.
um, where? Oh, we got a bunch more comments.
Ooh.
What would you consider, John Burnett, low taxes?
I mean, like I bought properties where the taxes were below $5 a year. That's
Hmm.
like super low, right?
Yeah,
And then you get the tax bill, it's like 350. You're like, yeah. I mean, those are crazy low. But
yeah,
generally, for me, low taxes would be ideally, I mean, sub 200,
yeah,
certainly, sub 100 is better, right? And those are great, and that means that when I'm prorating those taxes, kinda like you were saying, Scott, when you're starting to you've got your monthly, uh, sale cost for the property, and then all of a sudden you're tacking on, you know, $50 of taxes plus $30 of HOA fees. Well, that's $80 in added monthly cost, right?
yeah.
And so really I want that monthly cost to not be exorbitantly high for my
Right.
buyers.
Yeah, for sure. I excuse me. I would agree with all of that. Ooh, that was a violent hiccup that came out of nowhere.
Violent hiccup. I like it. That can be your album name.
Violent hiccups. The violent hiccups. Like, yeah. Don Thrasher, where can you find information on what you can legally do on a property? So yeah, I mean, there's
Ooh.
a few ways, in my opinion. You can go to the county zoning website. You can call county zoning. You can do a simple Google search. You can spend some time looking at land ads in that area, right? So,
Mhm.
maybe you see an ad by a certain land investor and they publish the zoning in there. Uh, you know, sometimes there's zoning codes, sometimes there are zoning abbreviations, and then you Google that and you learn more, and then you look at other land investors ads, you learn more, and then you just need to you need to trust and verify what you're seeing on the land investing sites with the county data, of course. But those are some ways I can think of where you can find information on that stuff. All right, Kelly. When pulling lists from assessors' offices of property owner delinquent taxes, is there an easy way to narrow down the list of properties that do not have a dwelling on them? There should be, but it depends on the county. If you're getting a list from the county, just make sure you ask for the vacant land list. And sometimes there are use codes on a list that you get from the county, and you have to know what those use codes are. Um, and sometimes you could tell by the like a lot of the lists you get from the county, they have uh, they have the tax amounts on there. So if the tax amounts are nominal, like $0 to $100 a year, there's probably not a home on that land. But if
Yeah.
the annual tax amounts are like in the, closer to $1,000 or higher, there's probably something on that land that has been assessed for higher tax value
Mhm.
purposes.
Yeah.
So
Assessed value too. Um,
yeah,
I mean, it would kind of be the same thing. Like if you've
assessed
got
value. Yeah,
a sea of properties that are assessed at 5,000 and then one that's assessed at 100,000, that's the same acreage,
right.
you know. good chance that one of these things is not like the others.
Yeah, exactly. Ricky Tharp, I love that 24 pack of Walmart water, aka Natty Light. Oh, Natty Light, come on now. We, John, have you ever had Natty Light, natural light?
I have I have
It's
never
horrible.
had. Oh wait, what is it?
It's just it's a cheaper
Oh,
American
oh yes,
lager.
yes, yes. I okay. Nope, I
Yeah.
haven't had it. I thought it was like a specific brand of Walmart water.
No, no, no. It's a natural. It's a
Remember, I'm
beer.
the guy drinking apple cider
It's
vinegar.
yeah,
It's great.
exactly. A lot of college kids, including my son, drink Natty Light. In PT school, for me, it was old style. Old style was the which, by the way, I live in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and I don't know if you knew this, John, but La Crosse, Wisconsin is known for the world's largest six pack,
Oh
and
wow,
it's an old
yours?
style. What's that? It's mine for the backyard. Uh,
Oh,
Natty Light is considered the number one world's worst beer. You can look it up. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Here's to you, Dan Ryan.
oh my god. Cheers.
Mm. Well, John, that hour blew by.
It
Ricky Tharp's
did.
been to lacrosse. Love it.
Yeah,
We miss Mark, of course. We miss Mike. I mean, if they
yep.
weren't so hoity-toity, they'd be on the
I
show with us.
know. They would be. I did I did have cherries in my drink. I ate the cherries. It was awkward. I
Yeah,
never know what to
I
do when
think.
you get down to the cherries.
Yeah, I think on the hierarchy of hoity-toityness, I am way at the bottom, and you guys are above me. So anyway, good to see you, John. Nice. Oh, should we let's see what we're talking about next week.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's put a little teaser out there
Pizza.
for the folks. All right. It's already what is it next week? It's already June 24th next week, and we don't have. Oh, yes, we do. Ooh, I love this. Um, the topic is, or the title is, I've never seen 90% of my land properties. How to invest from anywhere. I like it.
Ooh. I like it. I've
How
never
many
seen
properties?
100% of my land
I was going to
property.
ask how many of your properties have you actually seen, John?
Yeah, this many. I
Any?
mean, I've seen them like photographers, like for
Yeah.
photography, right? So, I mean, I've seen
So
them
I
virtually
have
secondhand.
seen I've seen two of mine in 10 years. Uh,
Wow.
this would be a good topic. And I've seen some actually. This was fun. I've seen some from an airplane
Oh,
flying
crazy.
flying over because I knew the geographical features of the area are hard to miss, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I own land right there. So I saw the aerial view, which we look at every day, right?
That's why it's part
But
of your due diligence. Book a flight and just grab your
yeah,
phone.
exactly. Lean out the window. Yeah, I own that land. All right.
Oh, I
Anyway,
like
that'll
it.
be a fun topic next week. Hopefully Mike will be back. And John, I appreciate you. I gotta go pick up all these papers on my floor now.
All right.
And
Enjoy it.
all right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks for
All right.
joining. Bye bye.
Cheers.